have you cheer, Wiogora. Okay, so do I have some elves come up? We have some peace like a dolphin.
Good morning, and welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Worcester, Massachusetts. I am muggily known as Abigail Hannafored-Ricardi, Assistant Director of Faith Development here at First Unitarian. But today I am in my true magical self as the Wiogora Head Magister, along with another one, AbbyNormal Ranunculus. And I am leading this morning's service with our Wiogora Master of Ceremonies, snap to it, muggily known as Darren Belanger, and our Incantations Professor, Allegra diFortissima, muggily known as our Director of Music, Allegra Martin, our Teacher of Champion Training, Pastor Flash, muggily known as our Minister, the Reverend Sarah Stewart, our Minister of Magic, Professor Aloy Watt, who's one of the other head magisters, muggily known as Mark Blessington. We also have a NEWT Scholar on piano today, that's Bobby Buxton. And our elf, Raman, muggily known as Ivilo, is our broadcast tech this morning. Here at First Unitarian, we strive in loving fellowship to honor the sacred, connect with each other, and serve justice. We are a welcoming congregation. Whatever your age, race, class, nationality, sexual orientation, or gender identity, we are delighted to have you with us this morning. We invite individuals and families seeking spirituality, community, and purpose to join us. We commit to welcoming you. We offer warmth and friendliness and a place to belong. If you are joining us online, please subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, make a comment that helps other people find us. You can stay connected to the church through our website, firstunitarian.com, and through our Facebook page and our newsletter. The best way to subscribe to our newsletter is to go to that firstunitarian.com and click on subscribe to the newsletter on any page. After the service today, you are all invited to enjoy some great conversation, some light refreshments, maybe play a little quad ball. You're going to go through either one of these doors. This door on my left is the accessible entrance. We also have a very exciting fundraiser for the church. You can buy a cat's meow wooden replica of the castle. So think about that when we have refreshments. But right now, it is time for our chalice lighting, and I'd like to invite any tadpoles and frogs to come up and light our chalice. This is going to be tricky because I don't see it. It's really magic this way. And just in case this doesn't work, I know Snap has Lumos lined up for us. It's all good. Hold on, we changed it. In the spirit of love, hope, faith, and peace. We light this chalice. Magic. So, if you are a regular to First Unitarian, you may have noticed that this morning is a little different, and you might be asking yourself, what is Wiogora? So it is my great pleasure to tell you. Wiogora is our theatrical magic-themed program. We run 2 weeks every summer, and then have one-day programs in the fall, winter, and spring. We are a STEAM program, so we have classes in science, technology, engineering, art, music, and math. You might know them under different names, like misuse of Muggle artifacts and bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble. But I think more than anything, Wiogora is a multi-generational community of people who come together and are really striving to live out some values, which you will see in the Wiogora song, which is on the back of your order of service. And I just want to paraphrase a little bit of that. So first of all, every person is important. Each one of you, everybody that you meet in the world is important. And be kind in all you do. I'm going to get back to that one. We're free to learn together, free to search for what is true. Every person has a voice. We're going to listen to each other and we make decisions together. And we strive to build a fair and peaceful world. And you're going to hear a little bit of our service project later. And we all care for the earth, our home, because we're part of that interconnected web of life. But I want to go back to the second one I said, which is be kind in all you do. Because if anybody asks me about Wiogora, I always use the word kindness. I think it's just pervasive in almost everything about Wiogora is that kindness. And every single day of Wiogora, I see acts of kindness. And I mean every day, multiple times a day. So if I went back to last Friday when we were last together, it was Botany Day. We have a costume challenge every day, and anyone who dresses up gets a house point. Well, not anyone, because staff are exempt. I keep trying, but SNAP will not give me one of those coveted purple house points. But anyway, but all the scholars get a house point. And if a scholar goes above and beyond and has a really incredible costume, they might get some extra silent cheers and earn another house point, or maybe even two. And this last Friday, we had a little frog who had cut out green construction paper leaves the night before, and he taped them onto his shirt the morning of, and he was really proud of himself, and he looked awesome. And he was really sad that he didn't get the extra house point, because other people, the competition is fierce, let me tell you, on these costume challenges. So he didn't get the extra house point, and he was really sad. But as soon as the person who won that costume challenge saw that he was sad, she said, "Come here, come here, come here," and she handed him one of her extra house points. And it's moments like that that just touch me and fill me with so much joy, because this is such an affirming place. And I want to go back 6 or 7 years ago, because I was reminded of this story during setup. We had a NEWT quad ball game. And if you don't know what quad ball is, there's a big ball called the quaffle, and the chaser's job is to get it into the goals on the opposite end of the field. So we had 2 NEWT chasers. That's the older team, and they were really passionate quad ball players. And they're going at it, and they've got all the adrenaline, and they really want to win for their house and the house pride. And all of a sudden, one of the chasers fell. And the second he hit the floor, he reached up a hand, and at the exact same moment, the other chaser reached down a hand, and they connected. And it struck me, if you went anywhere else, and the other team, somebody falls, that's your chance to score, right? Like, hey, woohoo! But not here. The other chaser who was standing up didn't hesitate for a second to, like, put a pause on all that adrenaline and reach out a hand to help that other scholar up. And the one who was on the floor didn't hesitate for a second to doubt that when he reached up a hand, someone would be there to help him. And that is really what Wiogora is. It's that connecting of hands and helping each other. And I mentioned that story today because those 2 NEWT scholars went on to become elf scholars. And today, one of them is an assistant head of house for Stone Dragon. He's also one of the co-teachers of Aquamancy and Spell Play. And the other one is none other than our Master of Ceremonies, Snap To It. So the other one is Pop and Chalk. So I noticed last night, as I was thinking about what to say, that we have 17 members of our adult staff this year are people who grew up in our program as young scholars, went through our ELFS program, and are now still coming back all these years later, rearranging their work schedules, their school schedules, all their other commitments to be here these 2 weeks. And I think that's amazing. And it tells you something about how important this program is to young scholars. We have about 88 young scholars this year, about 25 elves, maybe 26, because I think another one's joining this week, and a little over 40 adult staff, and 17 are people who have grown up in this program. And that's not unusual to love Wiogora once you get in. I think we have a lot of staff, like me, who've been here for all 12 years, but even people who've only been here for 1 year, and true for elves and young scholars too, who feel like Wiogora is a second home. So for everybody here today, whether you've been with us all 12 years, or whether this is your first year, or whether this is your first day, I would like to say to you, welcome home to Wiogora.
It's time to plant some seeds. So anyone, regardless of elfdom, scholardom, if you want to come up and sing Seed in the Ground with us, we would love to have you. Ready? If you got the sun and if you got the rain and you plant a little seed in the old back lane and you wish and you hope and you know you might find out the shoot, from the root, from the seed in the ground. And what are we gonna do with that seed? Yeah, we planted it earlier in the week, so today, let's enjoy a little snack. Let's eat it.
Now I'd like to call up Kiro, who is one of our owls, to come give us his words of wisdom.
Hello, and good morning, everybody. My name is Kiro Wilkins, and this is what I love about Wiogora. Well, it's kind of a paragraph, so it's kind of a story. I don't know. When I first started Wiogora 4 years ago, I was very unsure if I liked it or not. I now realize that I've liked Wiogora since I started it. I've just never realized it. Wiogora is a school of true wonder and true wisdom. It is a school of peace, faith, hope, and love. The school where truly everyone's voices can be heard. I love all the elves and all the staff. Everyone is awesome here. It's crazy because at Muggle school, some people can be really mean. But I've never had an incident where someone is mean to me here. I have a lot of favorites. I love house time and herbology and flying, aka quad ball practice, and lots of other things. But the two that take the cake are probably spell play and spell writing. Wiogora has been amazing, and I can't wait to do more next week. Bye. Did I do good?
Great job. Now we're going to sing a very beautiful song at Wiogora called Ise Oluwa. Ise Oluwa, kole bajeo. Ise Oluwa, kole bajeo. Ise Next, we have a NEWT Scholar, Jacob Melnick.
Okay, this year, 2023, is my 7th year at Wiogora. When I started, I was definitely very nervous, and I wanted to be in Windhorse because my sister, Lady Bird, is in Windhorse, and I love them so much, and I wanted to be in Windhorse. But I got Wave Rider, and I thought it was bad at first, and then I met lots and lots of really nice people. Like, I know there are scholars that I met that are now elves, like Bibble and Boo, who was not here, but everyone, like Snap when he was an elf and I came here, he was amazing. And Wiogora was just such an amazing place. I can be me and not having to worry about anyone just saying something, and you can just go onto the quad ball field and play your heart out and everyone's cheering, and it just feels amazing. And Wiogora is, like Abby said, my second home, because I always look forward to it every single year. And I don't know who I would be without Wiogora, because I know Wiogora has changed me so much and a lot as a person. Yeah, I did not plan the speech out, so like I'm just kind of going. So yeah, I mean, I love Wiogora so much, and I never want to leave. So I think, yeah.
Hello, because the theme of Wiogora this year is Animalius. And can I just remind all the scholars that there's a special verse for the frogs, there's a special verse for the owls, and there's a special verse for the newts. And don't forget your sound effects. Can I see all the frogs wave their hands? Do we have any frogs here? Oh, yes, you do. Yeah, if you could help it looks like we're all going to have to help each other sing our verses. Do we have any owls here to sing your verse loudly? Excellent. And do we have any newts here to sing your verse loudly? All right, so we'll want to hear all those owl, frog, and newt sound effects. You all have the words to this song in your order of service, and so if you could all help our owl, newt, and frog scholars sing along, that would be great. All right. Some of you may know this song, and if you do, please sing loudly. 1, 2, 3. All of us critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or pause or anything you got now. 1, 2, 3. Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the frogs croak and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do, and the old cow just goes. All of us critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or pause or anything you got now. The newts in the roots, they take up the middle, while the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles, the donkey brays and the pony neighs, and the old coyote. All of us critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. Listen to the top where the little birds sing on the melodies with the high notes ringing. The hoot owl hollers over everything, and the jaybird. 1, 2, 3. All of us critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. 1, 2, 3. It's a simple song of living sung everywhere by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the grumpy alligator and the hawk above, the sly raccoon and the turtle dove. Last time through, all of us critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or pause or anything they got now. Great job, thank you.
Good morning. I am Professor Juniper Wintry, mugly known as Kelly Guilfoyle Zingafich, and I am partnering with Sophie Bonazzoli this year on Wiogora's service project, which is working with the Woo Fridges, Fridges is a mutual aid program that partners with local vendors to provide free food for people in our community. You can see we have already collected a shopping cart full, overflowing of donations. We are hoping to collect even more this week. Everyone is welcome to bring in donations. You can bring them to the back of the church here, or you can give them to your scholars who will bring them in, and we will make sure that they get delivered to the Woo Fridges. We have today Maria Ravelli, who is a coordinator for Woo Fridges, and she's going to be talking a little bit about the mutual aid, the community partnering that the Woo Fridges does, and she will be able to answer any questions for you. So let's welcome Maria.
Thank you. Hi. I've never been in such an official position up here before. This is cool. So first I want to just start by saying thank you for inviting us here today. You can feel love and you can feel community in this space, so I'm really grateful that I got to spend a couple of minutes here. So thank you for inviting us. So a little bit about Worcester Community Fridges. Like you mentioned, we are a mutual aid project. So that means we are fully run by the neighbors, for neighbors. We are not a nonprofit. We're not associated with like any larger organization. There's no city funding coming in. This is purely like if you are a neighbor in Worcester or a surrounding area and you have time, energy, love, compassion, all of those things to share with the community, we welcome you to come and to do that. So hold on, I'm not a public speaker and I lost my spot, so give me a second. So yeah, we are a food justice mutual aid project that is run by neighbors. So a community fridge is basically a free food fridge. They're outdoors. They're open to the public. They're open 24/7. So we partner with local businesses and they agree to host the fridge. So if you have seen a refrigerator on the sidewalk of your neighborhood, that is probably our doing, and I encourage you to get involved with it. So community fridges are open access. They're 24/7. Folks are able to give food and take food. And there's a couple of different ways that we work about getting food into the fridge. One of them is like the lovely youth folks that are doing here is food drive. It's community organizing. It's getting folks within your network that you have power to impact change and doing things like food drive. You guys don't understand what a huge impact things like this make. So I'm really thankful and encourage everybody to donate this week if you have ability to do so. Some other ways that we get food into the fridges, we partner with local grocery stores, farms, and restaurants. And we do what's called like food rescues. So that's basically folks dedicating their time to go and pick up food from a partnering grocery store and getting that food into the fridge. Another avenue of getting food into the fridge is if you are somebody that loves to cook, we are happy to accept homemade meals. So if you are anything like me, when I cook something like soup or pasta, I make enough for like 25 people. Planning ahead and having containers where you can package it with care, label it, and put it right into the fridge. That food goes directly to helping make sure that a neighbor is fed for the day. And we don't just accept food donations, we accept time, we accept talent, we accept anything you have to give to make this work. So if you are an artist, there is space for you here. If you are somebody that loves graphic design, please come reach out. We are always looking for contractors to help us build out our enclosures. If you are an electrician, if you are somebody that knows anything about repairing a refrigerator, please reach out to us. There is room in this work for everybody. If you are just somebody that has 5 minutes a month, right? Pass by your local fridge, wipe it down. This is a city of over 200,000 people. If we all work collaboratively, if we all work together, we can do such amazing things. And I have goosebumps when I talk about this because the power of community really is bigger than anything we can imagine. So I encourage you to please get involved. I definitely took a full, this is not what I practiced today, so hold on. So yeah, donate your time, donate your talent, whatever it is, the thing that drives you, the thing that wakes you up and gives you those goosebumps of I want to do this today. Please pivot that energy into your community and into the work that we're doing. And as you can assume, this work is deeper than food access. This is about community connection. This is about participating and developing systems of care within our community. I have had some of the most amazing conversations while I was at the fridge with folks that I would never have the privilege of getting to know. So I encourage you to make time. Please go visit a fridge, bring a meal to a neighbor that you know maybe doesn't have, a family or whatever it is. And that's it. So thank you so much for having us here today. I appreciate it.
We're going to take our collection now, and I just want to let you know that everything that's collected this morning is going to go to Woo Fridges. So thank you very much for your generosity. And we have Bobby on the piano.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Vibes.
My name is Boppet.
And we are both elves here at Wiogora. And I'm standing on a box. This is the first time I'm ever taller than him. I'm really loving it. What does being an elf mean? Well, officially it stands for equipping leaders through fun and service. But it's so much more than that. As elves, we are basically counselors here, so we run most things. We guide the groups and go with the young scholars to all their classes. Some of us stay at a class and are teaching assistants. We help out during house times. We look for kids' bags when they've lost them. We fill up water bottles. We cheer on everyone, and we have so much fun doing it.
What do we do at Wiogora? That's kind of what Vibes just said, but elves also help out with setup week, like the castle. It's usually a Unitarian church. For that week before Wiogora, the elves are always here. They're putting in countless hours, and they're really helping out. Wiogora needs their elves a lot. Like, elves are a huge help.
And not only do we just do lots of tasks here at Wiogora, but we help create the community and we benefit from it too. all of the elves of ourselves, we spend so much time together, and we've made lifelong friends in this program. And every year there's new elves, and we make even more friends here when new people join us. And that community is so important to us, and it makes these jobs so much more fun when you're doing it with friends, you're doing it with your family. And like everyone said, this is our second home too, and we have so much pleasure in running it for everyone.
Connecting with the kids. A big part of an elf's job usually is they're guiding a group or teaching a class with the teacher, so they're a TA. So elves really have to know how to handle kids and how to get along with them and be good with them. And like, it's hard sometimes when a kid gets upset or for something and you have to know what to do. So it's a very good skill to know.
Yeah, and we've learned so much throughout this process. You know, we're just teenagers, but we learn by asking questions, and we have so many great staff members here to support us, to help us with questions we have, and to help us think on our feet and use our resources and work together to make this camp everything that it is and keep this warm, welcoming, kind environment that doesn't just happen by itself. Everyone, each and every one of us makes that happen.
So on Elf's Day, we get here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we have an elf meeting in the morning, which lasts until 8:45, where we talk about what happened the day before or not, just like if you need any help with anything, and discussing, like we made reels for the Woo fridges in the past few days, and those are pretty fun. And then we go to house time, or we have a house meeting where we talk about what we're gonna do in house time with the scholars, and then we have house time. Then we have snack, where we have to bring up we have to go down, get kids their snack, bring it up. Every kid gets a snack, bring the trays back down. And then we have Great Hall, which is very interesting, one of my favorite parts of the day. That's usually where plot happens, which is a big part of Wiogora. And then we have our 3 classes, then Quidditch, and then our ending of the day.
And not only, we have not just been elves here in this program, we, both of us have grown up in this program. This is my 12th year here, so I've been here since the very beginning as a little frog myself, and now I get to guide the frogs, and that experience in and of itself makes this so much more important to me, because I've grown up through this program, and I've learned so much through it as a kid, experiencing the magic and making lifelong friends since the very beginning. I do it with my family, my brothers, my cousin are part of this program, and my cousin comes and lives with us for the 2 weeks, and I've made friends and playing quad ball and competing as houses, but also having friends in other houses and going to classes, and then becoming an elf has been a completely different experience to being a scholar, but it's also been so important to me because now we get to make and create the magic for kids who used to be us. And that means so much to me, and I really see myself in these kids, and it just makes it so special. And when I was a kid, I looked up so much to these elves who guided me, who taught me so much, and I wanted to be them. And to maybe be that for some people is the world to me. So yeah.
Yeah, the transition. So I've been going to Wiogora for 9 years, not as good as Vibes, but I've been a UU church member for 15, so that's pretty cool. The transition from a scholar to an elf is huge in my opinion, because it stops from you are a part of, or you're still a part of the magic as an elf, but you are creating the magic. And you are part of this huge community that has to work together to get everything to happen. Like I was talking about earlier during setup week, it's like everyone knows their job. Our setup coordinator, Snap It to It, is a huge help, and he tells us what to do so we can get the castle ready for everything.
So yeah, thank you so much.
Now we're going to sing Blue Boat Home, which is not necessarily a Wiogoran song. It's a wonderful song. It's in your teal hymnal, which should have been passed out. And if you want to stand up and sing along. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known, the wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding, all the great winds urging me on. Greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. And now we have a reflection from someone that the program doesn't run without.
I don't know, do I need the box too? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to Wiogora. I didn't process when I saw the order of service that I was following that song. It's kind of a hard act to follow. But it also really sums up a lot about how I feel about Wiogora, so it's also quite fitting. I just wanted to start with some thank yous, some gratitudes for people and places involved in this. To First Unitarian for hosting us and letting us cover up all of the sorts of parts of their building with fabric walls and cardboard gateways and all manner of magical things. I want to thank all of our staff, many of who are coming completely on a volunteer basis and offering an incredible amount of work. It's kind of hard to describe until you've experienced it, just how much fits in those hours. And so even if someone is only here for 3 hours a day, those are full hours. To the elves, who, as it has been stated, this program would not function without. They do an incredible number of incredibly important jobs. They're sort of the first line role models and interactions for all of our young scholars. To the point where my daughter still talks about the elf who was only here her first year in 2019. That's the level of impact that our elves are making on the scholars every day. To our young scholars, for coming and being willing to share yourselves and explore who you are with us. And of course, to all of the families for trusting us with your children. Thank you very much. When I first encountered Wiogora, back in 2019, we saw a sign for a Harry Potter themed camp, and we're like, Lily likes Harry Potter, let's try that. And we came, we saw the sorting ceremony, and we're already completely amazed at that point by the magic that gets thrown in. And within, I'm sure, minutes, Lily was a permanent resident of Wiogora. And then COVID happened, and we had the online year. And I'm a public school teacher by day, or I was at the time. Now I teach online. And so I have the knowledge to say quite definitely that Wiogora handled its online classes better than any public school did. And that is a testament to just the amount of dedication that the staff and scholars and elves have for the program. After that, they convinced me to come work here, just as a teacher at first, but they also knew I worked with teenagers at the high school, and they thought I'd be great as an elves mentor, which within, I don't know, 2 days was clear it was my favorite part of the whole day. It's also the only part of the whole day where I sit still for an hour. And I remember near the end of the second week, one of the reflections, we all go around the room, we debrief and talk about what worked and celebrate that and what didn't and brainstorm ways to improve that. And I remember just almost tearing up because I had never been anywhere. I am right now too, that song got me, I almost cried during the song too. I'd never been anywhere where it felt as okay to just be me. And I'm not someone who's experienced a ton of discrimination or anything like that, but it was just this underlying foundation of radical inclusion. It is okay to be you, whoever that is, at Wiogora. And that's a really, really rare thing. And so then I took over as program manager the year after that, right? Pretty quick, not involved teacher, program house, and other elves mentors, and the elves as well. Really worked to take over and make sure that that core part, that idea, that driving ideal of everyone is accepted here. We will do everything we can to get someone what they need to be themselves and explore themselves and grow within themselves and within friendships. And when I say everything, it's a lot. It's many conversations. It's finding different ways of thinking about it. It's pulling up on staff members who have expertise with those particular demographic groups or that particular kind of life experience, and how can we support that person? Many nights texting or slacking until fairly late, trying to solve problems. Including ghosts, about 45 this year, so a big increase there as well. And while I'm up literally on the soapbox, if any of you who have not already want to come someday this week as a ghost and see what Wiogora is like, I will do the forms to get you Corey checked that day, and we will find a place for you, and you can experience some of the magic, some of the classes. We would love to let you see. And this whole ideal of radical inclusion, of making sure that everyone has what they need, forces us to deliver on a lot of those things that have been mentioned already. Things like pervasive kindness. And none of this would be possible without all of those groups I mentioned in the beginning, with First You, the staff, the elves, the young scholars, and the families. And so, as both a parent of someone who is an owl too, and a parent of someone who's in the tadpole daycare, and as the program manager, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. And as Sarah always says, I love you all. Thank you so much.
I'm Sarah Stewart. I'm the minister here at First Unitarian Church. I have been teaching. This is my second year teaching at Wiogora. I teach a class focused on movement and fun, and my Wiogora name is Professor Pastor Flash. I love both of these parts of my ministerial identity, teaching in this very special program and being the minister here of the church. Something I like to say about First Unitarian Church is that our roots go really down deep into our history. The history of Unitarianism, our history as a church here in Worcester, the history of our religious traditions. But then all the people who make up all of parts of our community here, the members of our church, the children in our faith development programs on Sundays, our youth, and all our young scholars who may not have any religious connection to our church at all, but help make up this magical Wiogoran community. All of those people are like the branches on that tree, the roots of our tree and our history, and the branches of the people we have here. And the fruits that we grow, like that seed in the ground, the fruits that we grow as a church are the mixture of those two things. I'm pretty sure that 12 years ago, which was a little before I came here to be the minister, it was a big leap of faith for this church, with its beautiful building and its long history, to decide to start to host a magical summer camp for children every summer. But look at the wonderful fruits that we have grown because we were willing to take that risk and keep it going through a lot of hard work for the past 12 years. Fruits of kindness and service and inclusion and caring that help us, members of the church, help maybe who don't even go to Wiogora, but remind us of our values as Unitarian Universalists and share those values of magic and community and love from the Wiogoran community out into the world. So I'm going to send us forth with a blessing. Faith, love, and peace in your hearts, remembering to share Wiogoran values in all you do, showing kindness and service to all. Amen.
So this next piece is a Wiogoran song. I learned it at my first year of Wiogora last year, and then I taught it to some other people in the church as well. So probably a lot of you will know it, and you should sing along if you do. It's called Think of Me, and it's a piece from South Africa. We're going to sing it once on the main melody, and then we're going to sing it again. And if you happen to know some of the harmonies on the second time through, I encourage you to add them.
Think of me, forget me not, remember me wherever you go. Think of me, forget me not, remember me wherever you go. I am yours and you are mine, remember me wherever you go. I am yours and you are mine, remember me wherever you go. Think of me, forget me not, remember me wherever you go. Think of me, forget me not, remember me wherever you go. I am yours and you are mine, remember me wherever yours and you are mine. Remember me wherever you go.
We are going to conclude with a traditional Wiogoran song, which Snap is going to lead.
This is how we sing this at least twice every day, and this is our little mantra here. We're going to start with this side, okay? We gore. We gore. We are Wiogora, magical school of fun. We are Wiogora, friendship for everyone. Every person is important, so be kind in all you do. We are free to learn together, free to search for what's true. Every person has a voice, build a fair and peaceful world where we all care for the earth and Wiogoran songs are heard. We are Wiogora, magical school of fun. We are Wiogora, friendship for everyone. Please join us for refreshments in the banquet room, and then join us for quad ball up on Unity Hall quad ball pitch.